This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, the American Red Cross is looking for volunteers, plus they have an interesting fundraising event coming up. Find out what's going on next. Happy Friday Eve. I'm Ken Carr, and this is FYI News 13. Before we get to Lisa Sugart's interview about the American Red Cross, we're going to hear from her and Standard Speaker Managing Editor Mark Ketcher as they get you all ready for tonight's Hazleton Area School Board meeting.
When the Hazleton Area School Board meets tonight at 6 o'clock, one of the items on the agenda is its first ever Chief of Police for the district. Mark Ketcher is here to talk all about it. Mark, we have a name thanks to the Hazleton Standard Speaker. You posted it earlier today on your website.
Yeah, we had a story on our website this morning, and it reports that the school board is expected to name Francis Hacken as the Chief of Police for the Hazleton Area School District. Now, of course, that's just a recommendation from the administration, so it'll be up to the school board to decide on that and vote on that at tonight's meeting. But if he is approved, we'll certainly get to know Mr. Hacken. He has been with the Pennsylvania State Police for 25 years. After his tenure with PSP, he retired and moved on to become security director at King's College. And he held that post for some time and then retired from that post. So now it appears that the school district has made its choice, and we'll just see if the school board agrees.
And in addition to having its first ever Chief of Police, also the process underway for another new superintendent. Dr. Francis X. Antonelli announced he's retiring at the end of this school year. So that process now down to 4 and interviews coming up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, interviews will continue next Thursday with something pretty unique. It's a public involvement portion of the process. The public has been invited to take part in the interview process, and there are, like you said, 4 candidates. One is Mr. George Donati, who is Director of elementary education with the school district currently. The other is Dr. Craig Butler, who is Assistant Superintendent. And then there are 2 other candidates who are unnamed. They are current superintendents elsewhere in Pennsylvania. So it's interesting. I think it's a good move by the school district to allow the public to actually sit in on this process and take part in the interviews. That will happen next Thursday. And the district is encouraging those who are interested in partaking in the process to contact Jacqueline McHale with the school district to enroll for that process.
And Jacqueline McHale is the Human Resources Director. And also on the agenda tonight is a recommendation that the board approve her resignation. So I believe that's our first Director of Human Resources for the school district. So that position will be changing hands as well. Right.
She's been in the position for about a year or so. Not sure why she is resigning, but she is. The school board expected to accept her resignation, and then we would assume move on to hire someone else. So that's something we'll be watching for in the future. But more immediately, we'll be at the meeting tonight looking at the hire of the Chief of Police. We'll have it on our website, standardspeaker.com, and of course in tomorrow's edition.
All right, Mark Ketcher from the Standard Speaker. Again, the school board meeting tonight at 6 o'clock.
Lisa and Mark, thank you. Moving on, major water improvements are coming for 40 homes in the village of Stockton in Hazel Township. Pennsylvania State Senator John Udechak explained the grant approved for the Hazleton City Authority on Wednesday.
$2.2 million in a PennVest grant. We worked with Hazel Township Board of Supervisors, the chairman, Jim Montone. They had a public hearing. DEP determined that the water was not suitable to drink, parasites and contamination. They're not on public water. So we were able to work with PennVest, the Hazleton City Authority, Hazel Township supervisors, secure a $2.2 million grant. That grant is going to provide clean drinking water to the residents of Hazel Township in the village of Stockton.
How immediately will that happen?
Engineering will be done immediately, and the work will probably be commenced this summer.
The grant will allow the HCA to extend the water line along the Club 40 road to provide water for the 40 homes in Stockton number 6 and number 8. Senator Udechak was in our studios to tape a Sam LaSanne show. It will begin airing this Sunday. Will Pennsylvania reduce the size of the state legislature? On Tuesday, the Pennsylvania State House Government Committee voted in favor of House Bill 153, which would amend the state constitution to reduce the number of seats in the state house from 203 to 153. The bill is sponsored by State Representative Jerry Knowles. Knowles says, quote, "The Pennsylvania House of Representatives is the second largest legislature in the country, and there is no magic in the number 203. In fact, the final number of seats in the House came from a map drawing mistake after the 1968 Constitutional Convention," unquote. Knowles' bill must be passed during 2 consecutive legislative sessions and then be placed on the ballot as a referendum question for voters. Well, I did some research for this next story about volunteering for the American Red Cross. I searched American Red Cross Hazleton, went to their website, hit volunteers, and found out a wealth of information about getting involved and found an application to fill out. It's that easy. Here's why it's so important.
The American Red Cross recently celebrated National Volunteer Week. However, that need for volunteers continues all year round. And here to talk about it today, we have Dave Skutnik, who is with the American Red Cross, and also Ned Bloom, a volunteer specialist with the American Red Cross. Dave, how important are the volunteers to the organization?
They really are the backbone of the American Red Cross. For years, throughout the history of the American Red Cross, we've relied on people donating their time, their talent, and their efforts to support the Red Cross. The Red Cross uses 91 cents out of every dollar donated to provide emergency services to, say, fire victims, disaster victims. And to keep that level of commitment to help those people, we need the support of volunteers to support the organization and help out. So volunteers really are critical to what the Red Cross does, and we use National Volunteer Week to thank those volunteers, but also to put the word out there that we're always looking for more volunteers, particularly here in the Hazleton area.
Absolutely, and it is a great cause, like you said, how much money actually goes to helping people. Ned, why do you think people want to get involved with the Red Cross? They know it's a great organization, and tell us how they can do it.
Well, people come in for a number of reasons. They come in because they want to help people. They also like the excitement and being involved with their neighbors and communities. We need help in our offices. We need help on disaster relief. We need help in our blood drives, and we need help in our armed services. And we ask people to go to redcross.org and sign up.
And it's very easy to do, and there's no set hours. You can help when you can help, right?
Absolutely. You can set your own schedule, or it may be flexible depending on when a disaster occurs, of course. We can't control when they occur. But if you go to redcross.org, you'll fill out a profile and your availability, and then from there we'll find a position for you.
Absolutely. And if you can't give of your time all the time, you can give donations. You're not going to turn those down as well.
Absolutely not. Redcross.org, always open 24/7, whether you want to be a volunteer or whether you can make a financial contribution to the great services of the Red Cross, including helping those fire victims, helping those disaster victims. And you can walk in as well. Our West Hazleton location is alive and well and thriving thanks to our volunteers. 100% volunteer supported there, right on Route 93 across from the Weiss store and Lowe's there. Visit our wonderful volunteers. They're willing to sit down and talk to you. Maybe you're not sure if you want to volunteer. Stop in the office. Mary Ellen runs the office there for us, and she'll be happy to tell you all about the wonderful, amazing volunteer opportunities there are here in our Hazleton location.
And speaking of the Hazleton location, a big event coming up for them. So tell us about that.
Yeah, coming up in just a few weeks, middle of May, Saturday, May 16th, in fact, down in Cunningham at Whispering Willows Park, our annual celebration, walk, and lunch. It's a salute to Armed Forces. That's Armed Forces Weekend across the area, so we'll be paying tribute to some of our military heroes at that program. Kicks off at 10:45. If you'd like to be a part of it, 455-9517, 455-9517. That's the phone number to our Hazleton location to register for that walk coming up in the middle of May.
All right. Well, you heard all about it, how you can get involved with the American Red Cross. We hope that maybe this interview has encouraged you to get out and help.
Once again, thanks, Lisa. Well, do you know a hero, someone who has saved a life? The American Red Cross is looking to recognize ordinary people who have performed extraordinary acts. These local heroes will be recognized at the 7th Annual Everyday Heroes Awards on June 18th. The Red Cross is currently accepting applications in the following categories: Adult Good Samaritan, Youth Good Samaritan, Law Enforcement, Fire Safety, Military, Medical Hero, Animal Rescue. The nominees can be professionally trained lifesavers such as police officers, firefighters, an EMT or nurse, or just a Good Samaritan who did something right. To nominate, call 570-823-7161. The deadline is May 1st. Coming up next on FYI, Lisa Sugared put together a special preview of the spring musical at Marian Catholic High School, Godspell. And in sports, the highlight machine that is known as Penn State Hazelton Softball takes over. See some of their highlights from their game against PSU Worthington Scranton.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Last week, we had the executive director of the Downtown Hazleton Alliance for Progress, Krista Schneider, on to talk about the release of the group's strategic plan. She talked about their first priority being the Security Savings Bank building and getting the Hazleton Art League in there. Now, during that interview, Lisa Sugared asked her about another building seeing some work being done, the former Hazleton National Bank building.
The HNB Bank building is currently undergoing a design phase of renovation. The architects, Himmler and Kamad, is the architect for that project, and they are they're in the process right now of doing the design and construction documents for the rehab of that building.
And what do you foresee then going on with that?
Well, we're hoping that the intent of it has always been for Class A office space to, for the upper floors to be Class A office space, and then the lobby, of course, we have an interest in seeing Penn State occupy that space for offering classes downtown.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
Dear Mother Nature, I don't think it's safe for you to show your face around NEPA anytime soon. A lot of people are unhappy about this April snow, and guess what? Let's take a look at our National Weather Service forecast because there's a chance we can see more snow tonight. Slight chance of rain and snow showers mainly between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. 20% chance. It'll be a mostly cloudy night with a low around 27 and blustery wind gusts from 14 to 20 miles per hour. Here's the extended forecast. Doesn't really get much better. Friday, mostly sunny, a high of 44, breezy day. Friday night will be mostly clear, low below freezing. On Saturday, it will be sunny and near 50 degrees. Saturday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 38. Sunday, we get up to 56 degrees under partly sunny skies. Sunday night, partly cloudy with a low around 36. On Monday, again, a chance of rain and snow showers, partly sunny, a high of 54 degrees, 40% chance of precipitation. Monday night, partly cloudy with a low around 36. Weather on FYI is brought to you by Boyer Insurance Agency with 2 locations to serve you. One location is in Cunningham on Sugarloaf Avenue. The other one is in Nescopec on Broad Street. You can call them in Cunningham at 570-788-3543 and in Nescopec at 570-752-7683. Friday evening, the curtain goes up on a Broadway favorite at Marian Catholic High School in Tamaqua. This year's senior class play is Godspell, which tells the story of the gospel according to Matthew from the baptism of Jesus Christ through his resurrection into heaven. We stopped by Marian High School last night as dress rehearsal was underway. The students and the director pick up the story from here.
Well, the original 70s version was kind of like a circus clown theme, but we're doing the 2012, so it's more modern. Like, the girls are walking around with cell phones and like everyone's dressed like you would see normal teenagers in high school. So it's a little play on it, but it's kind of the same basis, same like emotions.
I'm John the Baptist and Judas. So in the beginning of the play, I'm kind of Jesus' right-hand man. I bring everybody together and prepare the way of the Lord. And then as the play goes out, I help Jesus through the parables and stuff. And then as the play winds down, I have to betray Jesus and crucify him. So.
At Marian Catholic, we always do a senior play. It was different for me because I came from Bishop Hafey in Hazleton, and we always had plays from 9th grade to 12. So when I was hired at Marian and became drama director, they told me it's a senior play, and I thought, oh wow, how could this be? Because you're used to watching talent from 9th grade up. But it's such a nice experience because it's out of 48 kids in the play, there's only maybe 5 or 6 that had any kind of theater or dance experience. So they learn right from the beginning. They learn about theater. It's like teaching Theater 101. I had to show them how to even read a script because some of them have never been on stage before. Our 2 leads have never been on stage before. So it's going to be an exciting experience to come to see them.
I will be honest, I was a little nervous at first because I've never sang before, I never acted, but I was like, I'm just going to go for it, and then I ended up getting the part. So yeah, this is my first time doing a play. It's a little nerve-wracking.
I've been looking forward to this play since I was a freshman because I was in the, little student chorus section on the floor in front of the stage while the seniors were up and doing their thing, and I always was like, I want to be up there, I want to be the star of the show. I was like, I want to have a character, and now that it's here and I do have a song and I have lines and the play's on Friday and it's going to be over soon, it's really hitting me hard that I'm really not going to be here much longer.
It's awesome, but at the same time it's bittersweet because, this is the last time I have with everybody, and it's great. It's great though that everybody's coming together and we're all bonding together this last time.
Who heard Bishop Hayfie in that story? I did. Tickets will be available at the door, or you can call the school for reserved seating. Showtimes are Friday and Saturday at 7 p.m. and Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. Congratulations to the seniors on what is sure to be a wonderful production of Godspell this weekend at Marian Catholic High School. Well, before we go to break here on FYI, here's your midday winning lottery numbers. Pick 2, 9, 8. Pick 3, 562, pick 4, 6071, pick 5, 44806. We'll flash back to a little bit better weather at Penn State Hazleton yesterday in sports.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
You know those movies where they take like 10 big stars and just throw them in there and the movie usually ends up being terrible? Well, the Penn State Hazleton softball team is like that, but they have a blockbuster on their hands. Think more Love Actually and not Valentine's Day. You're about to see the reigning PSUAC Penn State University Athletic Conference Pitcher of the Week, plus the United States Collegiate Athletic Association Pitcher of the Week, plus the reigning PSUAC Hitter of the Week as the Penn State Hazleton women, they take on Penn State Worthington in Game 1 of a doubleheader. It's unusually cold for this time of year at Penn State Hazleton, but don't worry. Kayla Rome is bringing the heat. She struck out 10 of the 18 batters she faced and picked up her 10th win of the season. You just saw the PSUAC Pitcher of the Week. Here comes the Hitter of the Week, Andy Quillman, and she doesn't disappoint. With 2 on, she drives this one to right field for a triple, and she picks up 2 more RBIs. Next up, it's Erin Doherty, who hails from Weatherly, and I think she's homesick because she hits this one to 81 South. It's 4-0 Hazleton after 1. Softball is a game of power and finesse. You just saw the power. Here comes the finesse from Caitlin Koluzny. She drops down this bunt, and it's so good it draws the entire left side of the infield. And now let's check out some heads-up base running by Brianna Grunza. She goes to third base on the play, and Koluzny, she stops at second. Next batter, next pitch, Sarah Stauffer brings in Grunza and Koluzny, and Penn State Hazleton, they would build a 7-0 lead after 2. So I'm working on a story on PSU Hazleton pitcher Kayla Karchner and her brother Charlie, who pitches for the baseball team at Penn State Hazleton. Kayla comes into this one to play left field, and all I need is one highlight. Kayla, just one. She makes my job easy, and Penn State Hazleton makes playing softball look easy. They win this game, Game 1 of the doubleheader, 9-0. Penn State Hazleton kept rolling in the second game against Worthington Scranton. They got the victory, this time 17-0 as we take a look at the final score. Sarah Stauffer, who went 2 for 3 at the plate in game number 1 with 3 RBIs, gets the win as the pitcher in the second game, only allowing 1 hit. This sets up a showdown with Penn State Hazleton, who's now 10-2 in conference play, and Penn State Schuylkill, who's 10-0 in the PSUAC. Hazleton will then wrap up the regular season against PSU Fayette before the PSUAC playoffs begin next week. All right, I'm going to read you some stats right now. Andy Quillman, she's batting .515 with 56 RBIs and 10 home runs. She's been named the United States Collegiate Athletic Association Player of the Week a bunch of times and PSUAC Player of the Week a bunch of times as well. How many? I don't know. I ran out of time looking up information on her. What's been going on with the PSU sophomore? We asked her.
What's been working for you really at the plate right now? 2 weeks, Conference Player of the Week, and then I've been following your stats here today, made some good contact. What's really clicking?
I don't know. I'm just like relaxing, getting in there, swinging, and having a great time.
What do you do when you go up there? I mean, what kind of goes through your head?
I just go up there looking to make good, solid contact. I mean, it's one person against 9 of them, so as long as you hit the ball hard, you're doing your job.
Have you noticed a difference in her since she's been on this tear? I mean, has there been anything different about her?
Oh, she's the maturity. You can tell she's been here a couple of years now. She's incredible. Just so at ease with herself. She knows what she's doing, where everything's supposed to go. Very comfortable in what she's doing.
What works for her when she's at the plate? I mean, she's the power? Or?
Everything. When she trusts herself, that's when she's doing the best. She believes in her ability now.
Just a few more stats from the blockbuster season. The Nittany Lions are cooking up. They are 12-4 against NCAA Division III competition. Those schools. It's been a team effort, and so the Nittany Lions, they'll look to keep rolling next week in the PSU AC playoffs. All right, let's go to the FYI standard speaker scoreboard right now. MMI Baseball, they get another conference win. Kisan Patel picks up the victory on the mound. Check out a full game recap in the standard speaker. They also have a great feature article on Nicole Burley from the Hazelton area girls track and field team. The Iron Pigs and Rail Riders, they wrapped up their 3-game series in Moosic. Scranton Wilkes-Barre gets the win. They win 2 of 3 in this series. Russ Kanzler came into the game as a pinch hitter, and he got a hit, and his season average is now at .356. Finally, the Hazelton Red Devils started the season in the Great Eastern Football Association 2-0, but have lost 2 straight since. They're looking to bounce back this Saturday against the Mountaintop Reapers. Thursday is $1 burger night at Bottlenecks. Get a juicy 4th pound burger for only $1 all night long.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. A professional wrestling event will be held Sunday, April 26th at 7 p.m. at the Sanctuary, located at 172 North Wyoming Street in Hazleton. Doors open at 5 p.m. for a meet and greet with TNA undefeated superstar Ethan Carter III and Sanctuary wrestlers. A concert featuring Ash Ball will precede the wrestling event. Tickets are just $10, and for info, call 570-262-0636 or facebook.com/sanctuarypa. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Joseph F. Markowski of Nuremberg. Funeral is Monday at 10 a.m. from the Harmon Funeral Home. Friends may call Sunday from 6 to 8 p.m. Marvin R. Yock Sr. of Shillington. Services Saturday at 11 a.m. from the Grace Evangelical Lutheran Church. Friends may call Saturday from 9:30 to 11 a.m. The Clee Funeral Home is assisting the family. Theodore R. Ted Molesky of Hazleton. No public viewing is scheduled. The Hillary J. Bonin Funeral Home is assisting the family. Thomas J. Skakowski, formerly of Hazleton. Friends may call Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. from the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Rosaluz Tomeo Hickey of Drums. The Harmon Funeral Home is assisting the family with the arrangements. And Kenneth R. Ulrich. Memorial is Saturday at 1 p.m. from the Hazel Chapel of the Crofton Hughes Funeral Home. Friends may call from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name right now on News 13, you'll have 13 minutes to call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Our winner tonight is Stephen Labuda of Shepton. Stephen, if you're watching, give us a call right now, 570-455-7267, extension 104.
Even though it's snowing, tomorrow is Friday, and that's exciting, and that means my wife's favorite segment on FYI, Adopt Me. So stay tuned, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy.